Right now, you might be feeling something you can't fully explain. A shift, a discomfort, a quiet pull inside you that makes you look at your life differently. Subtle, but it's real. And you didn't click on this video by accident, you were guided here. Because what you're feeling isn't confusion. It's transition. You're approaching the end of a loop you've been stuck in, and your soul knows it. That's why everything feels different lately. You're not breaking down, you're being prepared. A comeback always begins quietly, and yours is already in motion. There comes a moment in every spiritual cycle when the universe starts whispering, "You can't stay here anymore." And even if you try to ignore it, the signs become too loud to overlook. When you're approaching the end of a loop, a repeating pattern, a chapter that has run its course, life begins to shift in ways that feel both uncomfortable and strangely hopeful. One of the biggest signs is internal restlessness. Not anxiety, not fear, just a deep knowing that something about your current reality doesn't fit anymore. Foods you used to enjoy don't hit the same. People you entertained feel draining. Habits you've repeated for years suddenly feel heavy. This is your spirit loosening its grip on the old you. You're not losing interest, you're outgrowing. You may also start noticing synchronicities like repeating numbers, random messages, or sentences that feel like they're speaking directly to you. These aren't coincidences. They're reminders, confirmation that you're aligning with a new frequency, even if you can't see the full picture yet. The universe always guides harder right before a breakthrough. Another sign, your emotions rise to the surface, especially the ones you avoided. Old wounds, old frustrations, old insecurities, they come back not to break you, but to be released. Think of it like cleaning a room you ignored for too long. Things get messy before they get clear. When you're ending a loop, the universe forces you to face what once kept you stuck so you don't carry it into your comeback. You'll also notice people falling away naturally, not through drama, not through explosions, just quiet distance. Don't chase what drifts. When a loop ends, the energy supporting certain connections dissolves. This isn't rejection, it's redirection. And then there's the biggest sign of all. You feel fear and excitement at the same time. Not a comfortable mix, but a powerful one. That feeling is transformation. Your soul is stepping into territory your old self avoided. The unknown feels scary because it's new, not because it's wrong. When these signs show up, understand this clearly. Your story is rearranging itself for your comeback. The universe only shakes what is meant to rise. When your loop is ending, things often fall apart before they fall into place. And this phase confuses most people because it feels like life is working against you, when in reality it's working for you. Think of it as a spiritual demolition. The universe is clearing out the structures that can't hold the version of you that's coming next. During this phase, you might notice that routines stop functioning the way they used to. What once felt stable now feels shaky. Tasks that were easy suddenly feel draining. The things you tried to force just don't move anymore. This isn't failure. This is the universe removing shortcuts and dead ends, making sure you don't accidentally go back to the old path. You might experience frustration, confusion, or even temporary loneliness. Not because you're doing something wrong, but because your soul is upgrading faster than your life can catch up. Imagine updating a phone. During the process, the screen goes dark, unresponsive. It looks like nothing is happening, but everything is happening behind the scenes. That's you right now, a silent rebuild. Another sign of this collapse phase is loss of tolerance. You can no longer pretend to be okay with what drains you. The job, the relationship, the habit, the environment. You feel spiritually allergic to anything that pulls you backward. This is one of the strongest confirmations that your loop is ending. Your inner world is becoming too aware to stay asleep. And then comes the emotional purge. Old sadness, old anger, old disappointments rise to the surface. It may feel random, but it's not. Your body is releasing what your next chapter cannot carry. You're not breaking down, you're breaking open. People often judge themselves during this phase. They say, "Why is this happening now?" Or, "I thought I healed this already." But here's the truth. You're not regressing. You're clearing the final layer. Because every comeback starts with a moment where life empties your hands so it can fill them with something better. So if everything feels like it's slipping, if your life feels unfamiliar, if you feel like you're in a hallway with no doors, don't panic. This is the space between ending and becoming. This is the moment right before your breakthrough locks into place. Your rise begins right after this discomfort. Your comeback is closer than you think. When your loop ends, the first real change doesn't happen around you, it happens inside you. Before your life transforms, you transform. And this internal shift is the clearest sign that a comeback is already in motion. You'll notice it in subtle ways at first. Things that used to trigger you suddenly don't hit as deeply. You pause before reacting. You think before repeating an old pattern. It's not that you've become emotionless, you've become more aware. You can feel the difference between reacting from fear and responding from growth. That's not luck or coincidence. That's evolution. Another shift is the rise of inner discomfort. Not the kind that breaks you, but the kind that pushes you. You feel an urge to clean up parts of your life you've been avoiding. Maybe you want to organize your space, heal old wounds, distance yourself from certain people, or rethink your choices. You feel pulled toward alignment, even if you're not fully sure what alignment looks like yet. This is your soul saying, we can't live like before. And then there's the change in your desires. Things you used to chase no longer impress you. The need for validation weakens. The urge to rush disappears. You start wanting deeper connections, more meaningful work, gentler routines, healthier boundaries. It's like your spirit is reprogramming your priorities. This is how the universe prepares you for a chapter you've never lived before. You may also begin noticing new clarity. Moments where something just clicks. A truth you ignored becomes undeniable. A pattern you've outgrown becomes obvious. A decision you once feared suddenly feels easy. This isn't random insight. It's your intuition getting louder because your next chapter requires a clearer version of you. Another major shift? You stop arguing with life. You stop forcing what resists you. You stop chasing what drains you. This is often when people feel like they're giving up. But really, it's surrender. The calm acceptance that what is meant for you won't require you to destroy yourself. And finally, the biggest sign of all, you begin choosing yourself even in small ways. You rest without guilt. You speak your truth without shaking. You protect your peace without apologizing. This isn't ego. This is rebirth. Once this inner shift begins, your comeback has already started, and nothing can stop the momentum that's now unfolding for you. Right when your loop ends, life begins placing doorways in front of you, subtle invitations into your next season. These moments don't always look dramatic. Sometimes they appear as stillness, other times as discomfort, and often as opportunities disguised as ordinary choices. But once you understand how to recognize these doorways, you'll realize your comeback is already unfolding. The first doorway is something leaves your life, a habit, a person, a routine, a belief. At first it feels like loss, but deep down you sense it's making space. You may not know what's coming yet, but something in you whispers, this ending was necessary. That's the universe removing the weight you can't carry into your next chapter. Then comes the second doorway, an unexpected opportunity or nudge. It may arrive quietly, a message, an idea, a chance conversation, a sudden motivation to start something you've avoided for years. It won't feel forced. It feels like a small pull, a gentle signal saying, try this. When your loop ends, life opens paths you couldn't see before because you've finally reached a vibration that can hold more. The third doorway is synchronicity. You begin seeing signs that align too perfectly to ignore. A repeating number, a phrase said by multiple people in one day, a thought you had that shows up instantly on your screen. Synchronicities don't appear because you're lucky. They appear because you're aligned. They're the universe's way of saying, you're not imagining this. Keep going. And then there's the fourth doorway. Your courage grows quietly. You begin wanting to take actions the old you would have run from. You think, maybe I can do this. Maybe I'm ready. You don't feel 100% confident, but you feel willing. And willingness is what opens destiny. The final doorway is the most powerful one. You stop resisting your own greatness. You begin accepting that good things are not only possible for you, they're meant for you. You stop shrinking. You stop questioning whether you're deserving. You stop reopening old wounds just to stay where you've already outgrown. When you stop resisting, everything you're meant to have can finally reach you. These doorways show you where your comeback begins. Not through force, not through luck, but through alignment. Your life isn't waiting for permission. It's waiting for you to walk through. If you're still here, it's because something in these words felt familiar, almost like they were echoing a truth you already sensed. You're not imagining this shift. You're not repeating the past. Your loop is ending, and a new chapter is opening in front of you right now. Trust the signs. Trust the pull. Trust the timing. You're stepping into the version of yourself you were always meant to become. And the comeback you've been waiting for, it's already begun. Quietly, powerfully, and perfectly aligned with you. Keep going. Your new season is here.